says we're live. I canceled the other video that I was uploading, so hopefully that helps. I guess that's kind of what happened, I'm hoping. So, I'm back in my room. Hopefully that's all fine, and the router is whatever. People are saying much better. I guess, you know, this computer is not as strong as my old computer was, so I didn't even think about, like, uploading 2 videos at once, like, being a problem. Everybody's saying it's a lot better. Okay, that's good. Sorry about that hiccup. You know, I kind of figure out YouTube as I go. Oh, but I left my water in the other room. I suffer. So awesome. Everything in the chat seems okay. How are you guys? I really honestly forget everything I was talking about. I'll never ever mess that up ever again. So yeah, I'm sorry there were no uploads over the weekend. I'm trying to remember the last video I did upload, and I'm honestly thinking it was Tattoo Talk Tuesday. I think I have my phone. The other live stream I saw on my phone from like across the room, and I was just like, sucks. Let's see. So the last thing I uploaded, unless you guys, let's see. Okay, so the last thing I uploaded was the vlog for food shopping, which was really cool. I love doing vlogs, honestly, and I wish I could do them more often. I wish I just did more stuff, but who knows? So, oh yeah, the moving vlog was the last one. So, other than that, there was Tattoo Talk Tuesday, and then tomorrow is Tuesday. I'm hoping to either check for submissions for Tattoo Talk Tuesday for tomorrow, or come up with something like in the last hour. I know a lot of people were asking for, like, I did like my arm, and a lot of people were doing like asking for leg. So my leg tattoo is actually still healing. If you guys remember from last 2 weeks ago, I got tattooed by Teague, and I got a tattoo from him. So the tattoo is still healing. Still kind of healing here. So I think it would be better if I did a video after it heals. I actually need to put lotion on that and get my water. I'm gonna do it. I just feel better knowing that I have it. A casual day in the Quicken household. My legs aren't really shaved either, between you and me. So I'm actually using Sympathy for the Skin by Lush. I really like this stuff. I like the way it smells. I like the way it handles. Damn, is that a fresh new tattoo? So, speaking of which, Max Kuhn is actually going to be in Philly this week, and I got an appointment with him. Oh, so that should be good. I really want to see him. I haven't seen him for a while. I bought his book. Hey, Ethan. I bought his book recently, and the last time he was in Philadelphia, I missed him, but then the time before that, I hosted him, so I do like seeing him a lot. That's this Friday. You're an energetic old lady. It's true. So yeah, I don't actually have an idea for Tattoo Talk Tuesday tomorrow. Shame on me, like, I honestly usually do film them on Tuesdays, unless it's like a whole episode where I, like, go out somewhere and seek, like, an interview or something for a video. So, yeah, I was thinking of doing the leg sleeve video because it was pretty requested, but that tattoo is still healing. And, sorry, I try to like read the chat and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I think I'll wait until that's healed to do the leg video, but I have seen like a lot of requests for it. My leg isn't as complete as my arm, but maybe it'll be cool if I can talk about how it's not complete. Can you do a Tattoo Talk Tuesday on planning wanting tattoos in high school or at a young age? So I actually have a video where I talk about getting tattooed when I was 16, and in the video, spoiler alert, I kind of just say that getting tattooed when you're young is difficult and not the best idea, but I don't know. I also don't know what it's like to be young right now. So I don't even think that I'm like a great source for that stuff. I only know what it's like to be young 10 years ago. And now I feel like with social media and Instagram and stuff, which like was not out when I was in school, I think your desires are a lot more justified because you seriously like go on Instagram and you see people with tattoos and they look young. So you're like, I am young and I want tattoos. I was just thinking this last night. So last night someone sent me a message that was like, hey, I really want to get tattooed, but I'm worried about, my body changing and then changing the tattoo. What should I do? And I was kind of thinking, like, I never want to be an asshole and I never want to say the wrong thing. So I didn't want to, like, say this, but I was like, what if you don't actually want a tattoo? Like, it's not fair for me to say that. Of course, like, in their message, they said, I want a tattoo, but I'm scared of my body changing. But what if, like, where does the want for the tattoo come from? What makes you want a tattoo? I feel like some of us want tattoos and it's indescribable or whatever, but do some of us want tattoos just because we see other people with tattoos and we don't understand why? And then if you don't actually want a tattoo, are you afraid? So I wanted to ask this person who sent me the message, well, why do you want a tattoo? Because you saw someone with one, or because, you want to wear them and have them forever? I mean, if somebody stopped me on the street and asked me why I want tattoos, I don't think I would have like a great answer. One, I don't want to be approached with something so complex, but at the same time, are some of us getting tattoos just because it's so socialized at this point? I mean, it might just be my circle and like what I follow on Instagram. And I think a couple of people have explored it. Like, we put ourselves in a box and only follow people exactly like us on Instagram. But why? So I don't know. I'm putting on lotion, not just like picking boogers. I don't know what it looks like. But I don't know. So, I mean, I answered the person. It was on Tumblr. I answered them like, make sure don't get a tattoo if you really don't want one. I know that wasn't really the answer to their question, but I just get so worried that maybe people like my content and they want to get tattooed, but they're not sure why. But I mean, you also don't need like a great reason why, but I'm not sure. But earlier, look at that. If you follow me on Instagram, on the Instagram story I posted, I guess there's like a hole in my street. I don't know. I don't drive. There's a hole in my street, and I guess this morning they were jackhammering it. I was with Ethan. He heard the jackhammer and just exploded. And he just claws everywhere. And he got me so good. Like, that's a good one. And then he got this side too. But it's in the leaf of this diamond here. So I don't know. Poor Ethan. And then whenever he gets really upset, like, I don't know what to do. I just told him everything was going to be okay. Oh my god. Like, when I took him to get neutered, I had to bring him into the vet, and you wait in line, and there's, like, dogs and stuff in the line. And he saw the dog and, like, freaked out, and I was just like, I have to leave. I have to neuter him myself. How do you travel state to state with a new tattoo? I generally only go as far as like a 1 day trip. So usually I don't really have to travel for more than a day. So if I get tattooed, like if I get tattooed in New York, it only takes me a day travel to get to Philly. So I normally won't unwrap the tattoo while I'm traveling. If I spend the night in New York, depending on what tattoo I get, I'll just like unwrap it and wash it, or I'll re-wrap it. I got the cardinal in New York, and I ended up, it was for like, I was staying for a few days. I was like seeing this guy, and I got tattooed, and then that night, we rewrapped it the duration of my trip. But I don't actually treat my tattoos too much like that anymore. But the tattoo healed beautifully, so maybe that's better advice. So that night, I rewrapped it to sleep, and then the next morning, unwrapped it to wash, and then rewrapped it to sleep while I was in New York. I don't want to say too much about the guy, but he had supplies to wrap it. I cry. So, I guess if you're traveling long term, you've got to go to CVS or something and get gloves, paper towels, saran wrap. That's what I would do. I saw in your last video that you got Beyond Meat. How did you like it? I had it last night, so I made that like, I thought it was macaroni and cheese, and it was not. It was like bullshit pumpkin squash pasta. It was just with macaroni and cheese, so I thought that's what it was. And when I posted that video, I saw in the comments some people were like, oh, that's shitty. And I was like, damn it. And then I tried it with high expectations, and it was shitty. So I mixed it with Beyond Meat. It was okay, but it had like, I don't know, like a zest to it. I don't know if I accidentally got like the spicy crumbles. I have tried the Beyond Meat little chickens. I like those. I will buy them again. I mean, I didn't finish the bag, so I'll have it for a while. I got tattooed in California and wore Sanoderm on the plane. I've heard mixed reviews about Sanoderm, so I say use it at your discretion. Use it at your tattoo artist's discretion. If it worked for you, it worked for you. I haven't been on an airplane in a really long time. I do like, I want to go places, but, I don't know. I want to do like a Quicken world tour. Who's the lead singer of the Dresden Dolls? I watched her TED Talk about like traveling, and I watched her TED Talk about traveling and like crowdsourcing and staying with like supporters and stuff. I was like, oh, I should do that. But I don't know. Come to Dublin. So many cool tattoo artists. I'm out of room. I can't get any more tattoos. I'm out of room. Amanda Palmer, that's her name. I knew it. I knew that. You should do more videos of veganism. I miss them. I really should. It's not that I don't want to at all. And I'm not like I don't have a lot of feelings about like vegan feedback. Like that's whatever. I just like, I don't know. There definitely is, like, I don't want to project the way I live on someone else, though. Not in, like, a, like, you to become vegan way, but even people who are also vegan. I don't know. What happened to me the other day? So someone messaged me the other day. No. So the other day, you gotta go. So the other day, my salon, it was like the front desk girl's birthday. So I went to get the cake, and I also got a vegan cupcake for myself because my salon will be like Oh yeah, you can't have any of the cake, so get yourself a little something. So I took a bunch of pictures of the birthday cake because it was really cute. Like, I just couldn't eat it. And then I had a cupcake for myself, and someone messaged me, and they were like, "Did you eat that cake? It wasn't vegan." And I was just like, "Oh my god, again?" So that's like that like vegan police kind of thing you might hear people talk about, and I would say the vegan police is like my biggest turnoff. Um, So I kind of just worry about stuff like that if I make vegan content, just like people kind of invading that like little space. But then you put yourself in the public, so you have to expect public retort, but I don't know. Can I send you weird Sonic memes? Yes. You have to do it. You have to send me weird Sonic memes. Eva in the house, Eva. So honestly, I was rewatching all of the Stranger Things lookbook earlier because I'm so excited, and I want to do like Mikey and like find any sort of spoiler for the Stranger Things season 2 and like make that Stranger Things 2 lookbook. I can't wait. I got to do it. Can't wait. I'm so stoked, honestly. So if you want to collab on it again, I'm alive and well for that subject. What's your opinion on vaping? I like it as an alternative, much better than some. Okay, so I've never vaped before, but there are a lot of vape shops in my neighborhood, so someone around here is vaping. I actually never smoked like cigs or anything. That's funny. Somebody told me, they were like, if your parents smoked, you're less likely to smoke. And maybe that's what happened. My parents smoked cigarettes in the house all day, all over the babies. And I remember I would go to school and smell like cigarettes, and kids would tease me. So I was like, I never want to smoke. Smoking is gross. So then when I got older, like, you meet people who smoke, and like you're like, oh, smoking is cool, and Connor Oberst is so sexy. But I just like never picked up smoking, so I never vaped either. I saw you hanging out with Caitlin yesterday. Rebecca! Oh my god. Do you watch Orange is the New Black? Actually, I don't. I watched season 1 because I was like, oh my god, Netflix has TV shows. And then I like didn't really get into like season 2, and then I heard season 3 was really hard to watch. And I can't watch anything hard to watch. I started Master of None season 2. Everybody was watching it. I messaged Akira and I was like, what's good with season 2? And he was like, watch it. So I was messaging him, and then he finished it, and I didn't want to watch it anymore because it was really hard to watch. You should watch Grace and Frankie on Netflix. So you know what's funny? My grandparents asked me to set up Netflix at their house, and they don't have a smart TV, so I assume they both sit and watch it on their tablet, Firebox or whatever the Amazon tablet is. And my grandmom wanted Netflix so she could watch that show. So I always thought it was a grandmom show. But now they changed the user icon, the like thumbnail for the thing, to a vibrator. And now I'm like, grandmom, what are you watching? What smut are you watching on the Amazon fucking device you have? So I don't know. Thoughts on microblading? Oh, the lights. So I thought I had a bad outlet, but I think it's those lights. I got them at Michael's. So shame on you, Michael's. Something's wrong and broken. I actually don't know. I wish they didn't do that. Did you watch Twin Peaks last night? So I actually don't have a Showtime login. I actually messaged Akira about that too. I don't have a Showtime login. I saw that it might be on Hulu, which I have, but I have to rewatch season 1. But I was watching Twin Peaks. It must have been I must have been 19, 2009. Is that right? And it kept making me fall asleep. So then I used to watch Twin Peaks to fall asleep. Now I'm like, all right, that was a really long time ago, so I have to rewatch it. The audio is so much better and louder now as compared to the recordings of the live streams. Wish we could get this quality when it's impossible to watch live. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping, I want to have better live stream products. I just need to have a conversation with somebody who's good at it. Because right now this is all from my laptop, so the built-in mic from the laptop, built-in webcam, stuff like that. Sorry. Yeah, I always fall asleep watching Twin Peaks. The music is so dreamy, all of the visuals are so dreamy, and I remember I used to watch it, the year Netflix started doing streaming, they had Twin Peaks on there, and I remember I didn't know anything like that it was a cult classic or anything like that. I remember just watching it because Netflix didn't have a ton to choose from back then. It was in the sci-fi category. And if you remember old Netflix, they used to have these terrible D-list horror movies on there that I would always watch. Chopping Mall, if you're here with me. So I watched Twin Peaks, but yeah, I'd always fall asleep. And then a couple years after that, it blew up and it was this huge cult classic thing. And I was like, I remember that with the cute boy and the dancing and the backwards. Old Netflix is not the worst because they used to have workout videos and I used to work out to the workout videos. And they had Getting Fit with the Situation on Netflix. I will ship that forever. Forever. But I don't have cable. In Philadelphia, I don't know if it's just here, cable was really expensive, and I just, couldn't swing it. Even just internet, and I have the shittiest internet package, is close to $75 a month, and in Philadelphia, depending on, what side of Broad Street you live on, there's only one internet provider, so they know that they can charge whatever the fuck they want. So with the addition of cable, my monthly bill would be over $100, and I just didn't think it was worth it because I mostly watch YouTube. So I don't have cable. But it's funny, I'll go to my friend's house who have cable and I love it. So then I was also thinking if I had cable, I would watch more TV. So I just told myself, whatever, don't have it. I have Hulu and I have Netflix, though. I was thinking of getting that, YouTube TV. It's $34 a month. So already, I kind of don't want to pay that. But, I don't know. Then I decided I didn't want to try it. I always read articles that more people aren't getting cable. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it. I mean, every night I watch Philip DeFranco, and every night I watch The Daily Show. So I feel like in between that, I kind of can figure out, what's happening in life. And then I watch YouTube videos, and then I also am a shampoo girl, so I talk to, our client base is, 30 to 60. So I feel like I immerse myself in people who are watching the news so I don't have to. I don't know if that's messed up. But, can this? Sorry. Are you considering changing jobs? Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if I should say this on the internet, but here we go. So I guess technically right now I work, I'm playing with this. Technically, I guess I work at a dead-end job since my salon is not hiring assistants. When I first started working there, I was promised a chair, And then recently they told me that they couldn't really fulfill that promise, and then they hired 2 people from the outside, like from other salons. So I guess that kind of means like I've been assisting there for a long time, and then they decided that they wanted to go with outside hires. And in salon world, like outside hires are kind of valuable to you because they bring clients with you. Like if like hairstylist A has been working at this one salon for so many years, they tell their clients like, hey, next time you want a haircut from me, I'm going to be over at this salon. So they come with clients already. And then the new salon gets half of that commission. So it's like the new salon gets a 50% increase. And me being a brand new stylist with no clients, ugly, because I have no clients, I don't bring much value to the salon. But like I'm like, hey, like I know people who probably want to get their hair cut and colored by me, but they're like, too bad, work somewhere else. So I don't know. Technically, it's kind of like a dead-end job, and I can work at another salon, or I can stay assisting at my current salon. Recently, it kind of just feels like I go to my salon to socialize because my friends all work there, and that kind of sucks. Like even this weekend, all of us went out to hang out, and we like went to the front desk girl's birthday, and then 3 of the shampoo girls, we all went to like hang out with some friends, and we went to Tattooed Moms, which like no one will ever go to with me. So I don't know. I like go there to socialize now, I feel like. And then I'm like, well, if I only do YouTube, will I lose that social experience? Because like I feel like sometimes I'll watch like daily vloggers, and I'm like, what else do you do? Like, no offense, but what else do you do? Do you do anything else? So I'm like, if I stop being a shampoo girl, will I fall into this like weird realm where like I'm the only person in existence and I'm like some sick fucking bubble boy with like chill vlogs but no depth to my vlogs? What is your problem? Hey! Are you alright? Are you okay? You just like got tangled in the blinds. Let's see what the chat says. What if YouTube was your only job? Actually, I think it would be really chill. There's a ton of videos I can't make because I don't have time. My salon job, the hours are 9 to 8. So, like, I was just telling someone the other day, like, do I really want to do this for my whole life? Work 9 to 8? Like, am I a nurse? Am I a doctor? What are these shifts? So I get to the salon at 9, and then we take our last client at, like, 7, and then, you know, that takes somebody however amount of time to finish their client. So I can't do anything in the morning, and then by the time I get home, it's dark out, so I can't do anything at night, and that happens in the middle of my week. So really, with the way my schedule is set up, I can only make these, like, talk-heavy shows, which is great, but some of the shows I used to make, like, last year, I did a lot more, like, DIYs and lookbooks and more editing-heavy videos that require me to, like, take a couple shots and edit them all together, and it takes time. I don't really have a ton of time to do those, like, edit-heavy things because I have to, like, know that, like, all the footage I take is, like, in one sequence and then post it and then, like, edit out me blowing my nose and stuff. But I don't know. I'm down for a Quicken tattoo. So Michael Sweater, my king, I don't know if we were keeping it a secret, but then yesterday on Twitter I just said it, but Mike is actually doing the flash sheet for the Quicken flash sheet. And the way we're having it set up is, well, we're getting coffee on Friday, I think, to, like, really talk about it. He said he has sketches made up. But I think the way we're going to do it is you can buy a flash sheet and then decide to get a tattoo off of it. Or you can just have the flash sheet and, like, hang it in your house, or I don't know what you do with it. Laminate it, turn it into a placemat, like whatever. So I think we're going to do that, which is really, really cool. I can't wait to do that. Some people were asking for Quicken pins again. So I think I'm going to have soon open up my Quicken shop, my big cartel shop, and then release some more pins for that. And then save some pins for the meetup. Maybe have my kid brother come and like maybe he'll have a table or something for the pins. The meetup is still like so still in the works. Like the ideas are still coming. I think in the last live stream I kind of told you like what my ideas were, and there's still kind of that. The other day I kind of walked around Philadelphia and looked for places that I felt like I could have a large quantity of people come without requiring a permit. So my last meetup was in a park, and that kind of all worked out. But then I realized after I did more research on the park that I actually required a permit to have that event, and I just like didn't get it. I just like kind of renegade had that meetup. So I don't know. I don't really know. I'm dying. I'm trying to get my band to tour in Philly so I can come. I'm going to give everybody at least 6 weeks notice, and I'm hoping to have it in the summer. So I wish I could say 6 weeks from today, but I have to be able to plan like where it's going to be and how to do it. I want to at least have my brother there. I watched H3H3's meetup video, and they had security. I mean, they have millions of subscribers, and I'm just like, I don't know. But, can, like, my brother be there? That would be cool. Is that my fridge or the front door? So if you want to volunteer to help with meetup, I figured Dana would want to help, and, I don't know, maybe Angela and Amanda from work would want to help. That'd be cool. And my zine. Holy shit. Come to Barcelona. I'll hook you up with a room. I've never left the United States. I actually don't have a passport. I've never been on an airplane for like more than an hour. I think it takes an hour to go to Chicago. I don't know. I'd love to. Maybe the day I quit my dead-end salon job and do YouTube full-time, I'll be able to have more, like, experiences or, like, I guess resources to travel. I had this idea that I would come out with, like, a limited edition pin that would pay for me to go to, like, a country. I have a ton of ideas, though, that never go anywhere, so... How do you go about covering yourself when you get a sternum tattoo? I actually got this question in the last live stream, and I just wore a sports bra. Sorry, there's a trash truck. Excuse me. Yeah, I wore a sports bra. I think unless you're getting a tattoo that's, like, here... Like, I see girls wear, like... Or, like, boobies. I see, like, stickers on the boobies. If you don't want to do that, don't. I wouldn't. I don't... Mark Cross, tattoo me like this. You'd be like, ew, my dog's here. I hope you can do YouTube full-time despite the ad apocalypse. Me too. So I worry about the ad apocalypse a lot. Like, I checked my RPM this morning and it was low. But over the weekend, it was average. So I think it comes in waves. I think, if I just put out good content and use my heart and not try to put out just daily content that isn't even good, just putting out shit content every single day just to make a video and just to make $12. Like, I'm not talking shit. I just think that I have the ability to make good content, and I just need more time, and it's time that I don't have versus like inspiration or content. Like, I have all that. So there's so many videos on my memory card that I have started, or that like need voiceovers or need B-roll. There's so many videos on my memory card right now, but there's just no time. And then I lose them. Like, I still have videos that I never put out with my old background. And then I'm like, I can't put those out. People will say something. And I tried Patreon, but I do live in a major city, so there is, I think, an 8% tax here, and then Patreon takes tax. So unless my Patreon was like all heavy hitters, you know, donating $5 or $6, 8% of that goes to the Philadelphia. If I lived in the middle of nowhere with a lower tax, like my grandmom's tax is a lot cheaper. There are people in Philadelphia who take the bus all the way to the McDonald's I used to work at as a kid just to work there because the tax is a lot lower. I just feel like I would feel really bad if people were donating to my Patreon and it was taxed to smithereens. But I never want to ask for money. People, you can't ask for money. Like, did you see the I don't know if you guys like watch Daily Show or Philip DeFranco, but there was this one guy who was like, can you believe people can't afford healthcare, but they can afford iPhones? And I think that the world is kind of like that. So, I don't know. I feel like if I had a successful Patreon and I used that money, people would be pissed. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel, but could you do less hours at the salon and do freelance on the side so you can have more time for YouTube? I guess I could. I think in Philadelphia it's illegal for me to practice outside of a salon unless the money I receive is a tip. So if I did freelance, if I like came to your house to like do your prom hair and makeup, I couldn't ask for money, but you could give me money as a tip. I'm pretty sure that's how Philadelphia works. So, you know, people aren't making any money. But you could tip me. You could tip me $100. But you could also tip me $5, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I don't know. Would you sell art again? If I didn't have this damn salon career standing in the way of my dreams, yeah, I would. I mean, all I want is to make a zine and to live in this apartment. And answers from Teague. But I would sell art again. Can you recommend any East Coast black and gray traditional tattoo artists? Never, black and gray. Mark Cross. I don't know. So if you go on East River's Instagram, East River is a black and gray shop, and they are all black and gray. So I would just search East River, follow them on Instagram, and figure out who you like the best. I don't know. Make a Patreon only zine. I should. It's funny. Earlier this year, you may remember I posted something on my Twitter that was like, hey, I have to call Public Record. Quicken presents Public Record because I was approached by somebody who said that Public Record is already a newspaper. And they said, due to copyright infringement, you can't go around saying Public Record because we called Public Record. And I said, oh, it's different. A public record. Your tattoos are a public record. You can't hide them. And they're like, we're a newspaper. So all of that happened because I was going to make a Public Record documentary. I have a mutual who lives in Georgia, and she was talking about how her experience is so much more different than my experience as someone who lives in an urban environment versus her being tattooed and other things. And I was like, I'm going to make a public record documentary. It's going to be a 45-minute long episode. I'm going to do it. And then that lawyer approached me and told me I couldn't. I probably still should. It's literally a YouTube video. It's not like a literal documentary in a movie theater. It's on YouTube. But I was going to do that. And I was going to make that documentary. And I was like, I'll never have enough time to go anywhere. At my salon, you can't take off. You can't take a vacation because there's only so many shampoo girls. So I don't know. I should still do it. That's the stuff I want to do. It sucks. I say this a lot. Like, I've had a YouTube channel for years. I started it in 2011. Is that the right day? I started it with my scarification. I didn't know it was a true platform like this. And it kind of sucks because in beauty school, that's when my YouTube channel took off. And I had to decide, like, did I just put all of this money into this career that I've been working after? And then do I pursue YouTube? Record public, fuck. So I don't know. So Josie's salon, my mentor left my salon to open up her own salon in secret, and then she got caught and was fired. I didn't pursue it because my salon promised to hire me. I only got the news recently that my salon was not going to hire me. So Josie's salon is no longer hiring. I missed that opportunity. So it sucks. And I love Josie. I spend a lot of time at Barnett Fair. I do. But I have to blow my nose. Hiya. But the dark, dark reality is that Barnett Fair is not hiring. So quit the salon job, take the plunge. You can do something that won't hold you back. It's true. You just I don't know. I've changed my career so many times. I should really do it though. If every single person tells me to quit my job for the next couple weeks, then I'll probably do it. Because my grandma called me the other day and told me to do it. So the pressure's on. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't in writing that I was guaranteed a chair. As an apprentice, I mean, it's my apprenticeship. It's kind of just like, all those jokes people make about their interns. Like, oh, just have the intern do it. That's basically like the apprentice at the salon. Like, there's no record that I even work there. It just is nothing. If I didn't show up tomorrow, nothing would ever happen. I never even worked there, Twilight Zone. And honestly, I don't know. I think that the YouTube video I made about the beauty school experience I had made it hard on me, and I didn't know that. I didn't expect a consequence to come from that video. So, I don't know. If something doesn't feel right, then that's a huge sign to leave. I know. Honestly, it's the people who keep me there. When Josie worked there, I am in love with Josie with a full heart, and she inspires me so much. And when she left, I was crying every day. It was so hard to go to work, but I thought I would pull out of it and that would be the salon I wanted to work at. I didn't realize that would be a consequence to me. So, I don't know. Um, and then I feel such a strong connection with all of the shampoo girls there, and it's it's such a thrill. It feels so good. It feels so good to have friends that are like strong women, like doing their fucking thing. And I was telling Amanda, the other shampoo girl, the other day, I was like, when I entered beauty school, it was the very first time I was in a like very strong female focused environment. And then at the salon, the same thing. Super strong female focus. And then you're working with strong women and you're shampooing women and you are giving women like a process of beautification. And, you know, I never knew that gray hair, for example, like women who are growing gray hair, I never knew the process that women really go through to hide their grays. And I do so many like business and strong women in Philadelphia, people who write for the newspaper, strong, heavy hitting lawyers who can't get off the phone for 1 second for me to shampoo them. When their grays come in, they feel powerless. And all of a sudden they're old and they're not as competitive in their workplace, and they come to the salon, they get their hair done, and they leave stronger. I never knew that before I worked there. And you empower women through beautification. And I'm not just saying women. I think that all people go to the salon and feel better. But it was the very first time that I had that strong connection and that I was doing this for women. And when I started to feel that way, I started to shampoo better. And I started to use stronger hands and, you know, do my best and use the best conditioner and give them a scalp massage because I felt so connected to them and I wanted to help them. And even if they thought I was weird or ugly or noticed the hole in my lip, like I tried to prove that I was a part of their process. And when I think about walking away from that, I feel like I'm losing a piece of like feminism or like an active reach on women, and I feel stronger after beauty school and I feel more in touch with being an independent woman. So it's like I'll take that, you know, I'll always have that. So I tried to say like, why can I take the empowerment that I give in the salon and give it back to you guys, you know? And then I go to work and I don't quit. So who knows? Just tell me to quit. Any advice on how to explain my stylist I want a more lived-in look? I live in rural UK, and most of the clients are old ladies. Maybe a video on how to talk to hairstylists. That would be cool. Texture. You gotta say texture. How about Cultivate Studio? They do rad work. Or everything about a different salon. So Cultivate X is super tight. Their shampoo girl I actually went to school with, and he is a man. And I love him. He's super cool. He was in the class below me, but I made him laugh once, and that's Bond. But Cultivate X is also a salon that just opened. They are fully staffed and not looking for someone's old laundry shampoo girl. Yeah, quitting is really hard. My grandma told me the story. She was like, "Dear, I used to work at the Acme, and I didn't want to quit because it was easy to just keep going and not quit that one time." And then she got a job as a secretary. And then she was a secretary at a law firm, and she said because she worked at the law firm, she was able to adopt my mom. So I was like, wow, Grandma, if you wouldn't have worked at that damn Acme, I could have never been born. Dead serious though. How many years did you go to beauty school? I went to beauty school for 18 months. Um, it was awful. I worked at a coffee shop during the day, and then halfway through beauty school, I was fired from the coffee shop. So then I just did YouTube and beauty school. Working in marketing at a real estate company helped me get a house. Yeah, we should all work on our best jobs. Quit. You have far enough followers to make a living. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think just like the thing about working towards a trade, I don't know. I feel bad walking away from something I already put so much time into. But then again, if I'm not getting hired at my salon, I literally start all over no matter where I go anyway. But I am taking color classes at Barnett Fair, so I do feel like at least like I'm in the realm and I'm with Josie and all that stuff. I don't know. Just because you're stepping away doesn't mean it's forever. That's true. That's really true. Quit. I don't know. Ethan is very asleep right now. I love him. He was so scared earlier. Yeah, color classes are tight. Yeah, it's hard. Someone is saying you should stay and push as much as you can. You shouldn't walk away from what you've done so far. Yeah, it's true, but like I said, my salon is doing outside hirings instead of hiring their assistants from the inside, which is hard, but they hire people from the outside who already have full books. And I mean, I don't think I'm a hairstylist that would start without clients. Like, I think that you guys would come and get your hair cut by me. Maybe. I don't know. But I guess that's not good enough. I also work at a salon where the average client is like 50. So I would have to bring all of my own clients in order to get a chair there. So, or like one 50-year-old would be like, oh, you can blow dry me, I suppose. I'm not sure. They're not hiring from the inside because it makes more financial sense, I guess, if all you want is money, to like hire somebody from the outside who already has a full book of clients, because then they start working at your salon and they bring those clients with them, and if you take 50% commission from your hairstylist, then that's all brand new money instead of hiring someone who already works at your salon and them taking existing clients. I don't know. But I'm going there tonight for class, so I'm just talking out of my behind on the internet, where it'll probably get back to them and I'll get in a ton of trouble. Who knows? Yeah, I would love to transfer my hairstyling skills over to YouTube. Honestly, all I want to do is YouTube. That's no lie. All I want to do in this sick, sad world is make YouTube videos and pay off student loans for another career I didn't pursue. Let's see. I'm trying to read the sidebar, but it goes really quick. Sorry. This just says, yo, did you hear about Trump? Probably. What happened? Let's see. Top rated news. America's cities are running out of room. Okay. Cher bears it all at the 2017 Billboard Music Awards. Did you see all those kids who left the graduation when Mike Pence came out? Oh my god. I fucking watched that video and I was like supercharged. I like cleaned my whole house. I swear I did. I like vacuumed after I saw that. Ah. Anyway, do you recommend moving to Philly? There's a lot of opportunities for young people. Yes. I mean, very frequently, I think that I want to move closer to my grandparents' house. My grandparents live in the trailer park, and a few years ago, I did look at a trailer in the trailer park that I wanted to move to. It had trees, but living in Philadelphia is kind of like the best thing for me, and it sucks. Like when I went to go see Teague, he lives like probably like an hour from my grandparents. The whole time I was waiting for the train, I had been past that train station 100 times. And the whole time I was waiting there, I was like, I should live here. I should live here and just live here. But then when I got on the train and closer to the city, it just made so much more sense that I live here. I can afford a shitty apartment and I can take transit and get almost anywhere. I can walk down the street and there's so many coffee shops and laundromats and salons and stuff. It just makes so much more sense that I live in the city where I can walk around and do almost anything. When I lived back home, my car broke down all the time. Stuff like that, and I could barely afford to keep my head above water there. In the city, if I ever can't, swing the apartment, I can go on Craigslist and look for someone looking for roommates. I could talk to somebody, like anything. Like even over the weekend, I went to Tattooed Moms, and I ran into someone I follow on Instagram, and I started talking to her. And I just think that's a lot less common in the suburbs. I think, hold on a second. I think just living here makes the most sense. So I don't know. There's plenty of times where I want to move back. And I think, just like when I was talking to Teague, our conversation was very nostalgic. And then going home, it feels nostalgic. And then I went home for Mother's Day, and my grandma was like, oh, hopefully your brother comes over because I need somebody to pull the weeds out of my garden. And I was like, it should be me. So I don't know. My P.O. box. So I did get a P.O. box. I was on a waiting list for a really long time. You guys know that. And I got that last week. That was expensive. I did not see that coming, Ethan. I swear it would not be that expensive. So that was expensive. But I didn't want to get like a small one. That way, I think I told you guys before, I was talking to one of the girls who live in this building, and she said that her mail kept getting stolen and that her snow globe was stolen. So it all came in really good timing. So I put my P.O. box publicly out on my Twitter just because my Twitter on like my platforms, my Twitter has the least amount of followers. So I just thought I would like test the waters and put that out kind of quietly to true Quackins. And then I got a message from somebody who said they couldn't wait to send me a dead bird. So, I mean, that was honestly really scary. I started crying immediately. I thought about like how vulnerable I honestly leave myself having a P.O. box. I kind of thought it wasn't worth it, because I can always have these live chats with you guys and feel connected to you. And honestly, I'm just really, really worried. So I went to the UPS like post office box today and kind of ask them like what happens with packages and what like the kind of security elements are to the packages, because honestly, I just got really, really scared. I just think that it takes so much more effort to be evil, you know, instead of being good. Like, I don't know. I just hope that nothing bad really comes of it. So I took my P.O. Box information off of my Instagram just because a lot more people follow me there. So all of that information is available on my Twitter. Somebody messaged me and they said, like, I don't have a Twitter. I can't find it. And my Twitter isn't private. So you can check that out. But honestly, I'm pretty scared. And that was really, really upsetting to me. And I don't even know what to do about it. I think if somebody used my P.O. Box for harm, it would be really frightening. I mean, I don't think that kind of stuff is funny. I don't think it's a joke. So I don't really know. Like, if somebody was like, that person was just kidding, I think it would be insensitive because I don't think that's funny. And a lot of this goes back to like, I wish I had another YouTube friend to talk about this stuff with. Like, there's this bigger YouTuber, Megan Lee, who lives kind of close to here, like 20 minutes. And I know she has a public P.O. box, and I kind of wanted to ask her, like, yo, has anyone ever sent you something harmful? Because I'm really, really scared. I don't really know. Everybody at my, a lot of things seem to upset you. That's why people do it. Appear stronger than you aren't. That's not fair. I'm sorry. That's not fair. I get to be as sensitive as I want to be. And not because I'm putting on a front, but because people like me literally exist. And if all of us are fucking faking how strong we are all the time, and we're not, then the world is always going to be up here. But if you are like me, naturally, then things won't be so fucked up. Like, if somebody's just out there because they know I'm sensitive, telling me that they're going to send me a dead bird, I'm pretty sure if all of us were more honest about our feelings, behavior like that will get called out more often. So, yeah. If somebody wants to send me a fucking dead bird because they've seen me cry on my YouTube channel before, I think that's not fair. I'm just saying. I'm not going to pretend to be stronger because I'm hoping people will treat me like I rightfully deserve. I think I deserve to be treated well all the time, even if I am sensitive. Anyway, I hope no one sends me something awful in the mail just because they've seen that I'm sensitive. What the fuck? Wow. Anyway. Woo! That was weird, Ethan. Why would somebody watch a YouTube channel of someone they don't like? Anyway, that's how I feel about the P.O. Box scandal. Oh my god. Any advice for people who are sensitive? Once you talk about how you are, then you open up a conversation for people to be thoughtful about how they treat people.
why does everybody have to be super tough in order to be accommodated? Like, I don't push people out of my fucking way. I wait in line patiently. And if somebody cuts to the front of the line, it's not fair. I don't know. I don't know. My advice for sensitive people is if there's a preferred way you like to be treated, then I think that you should be vocal about it. You know, if you're with somebody and they're mean to you, or they're rude to you, or they're inconsiderate, or they're physical with you, it's always been a lot easier for me to be like, hey, I don't like that. Or, hey, I don't like when you use language like that. Or, yo, that's offensive. And at first I used to say, like, yo, chill. Like, if I was with somebody and they, like, said the N-word, I would be like, yo, chill. And then at first, like, I felt like that was good. I was like, I'm kind of standing up for how I feel. And just, like, saying, yo, chill for a few years kind of put me in that space where it was easier for me to interject and live in a space I was comfortable in. And, like, I don't know. Especially, like, I don't even want to say it. So, like, jokes about sexual assault. I do not fucking stand for them. And if you say them in my company, I'm going to call you out. So, that's it. The yo chill was, like, my training wheels to, like, standing up for how I feel. So, if that's being sensitive, I think it's just, like, how are we still, like, interested in being desensitive? That's how I feel. I hope you do a video on social anxiety. So I have a video all about, like, what to do when you're experiencing anxiety. I'm sure if you type anxiety into the search bar of my videos, it's just me kind of talking about, like, how, like, things I do to cope while I'm feeling anxious. So, I don't know. It's mostly just, like, talk to your friend on the phone. But, will you get your other arm heavily tattooed? I'm actually not sure. I have a lot of blank spaces, and every day, every year, I feel like I meet a new tattoo artist who does amazing work that I wish I could dedicate space to. So I'm happy that I have blank spaces in case that continues to happen and I meet these, like, tattoo artists that I love. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get it tattooed. Sometimes it's nice to just, like, have these freckles and I can see them. I'm not sure. If I invite you to my wedding, will you come? Yes, I will be there. And I'll wear white, like Kelly from The Office, because it was an emergency. Would you ever do a video about the products you receive as a YouTuber, like the shower curtains or the bed sheets? Yeah, that would be cool. I never know how, like, sponsored content goes over with you guys. I don't do a ton of sponsored content at all. Maybe, like, one sponsored product, like, once a month or, like, once every other month. If YouTube became my full-time job, I probably should take more sponsorships. But I've said this before, like, my channel isn't really about a certain thing, so it's kind of hard to do certain sponsorships. Like, I got one for Best Fiends. You remember that one? The app. That was funny. Like, I like when sponsors are, like, kind of like little commercials on your video and you're not faking it. Like, you're not like, without this apple, I will die. It's kind of just like, and today's video is brought to you by this freaking apple. Look at it. I kind of like that. So I don't know. Yeah, companies, like, moving into the apartment has been cool because companies, like, sent me the diffuser light. That was really cool, like, a really nice housewarming. My, like, ring light was sent to me by a company. Like, that was cool. I would talk about that. There's a lot of sponsors that I turned down, though. I turned down a lot of sponsors. I actually just got one for a bathing suit, and I was at work when I got the email, and I was like, I don't think I'll do this. And my coworkers were like, oh, actually, I really like those bathing suits. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to try on bathing suits. But, yeah. How's using your phone less going? It's cool to be conscious of how much I'm using my phone. I do enjoy that aspect, and I have been leaving my phone home. No, it wasn't awful. I have been leaving my phone at home for some things. Like if I'm running to the coffee shop, I'll leave it at home. But when I'm at work, like in between shampoos and stuff, sometimes I feel like I'm so miserable at work that I'm using my phone to like escape being at work. So like I don't know if that's more harmful than anything, because if I like look on my Moment app, like I vlogged the other day, and my vlog, and I talked on the phone, and that was 7 hours and 58 minutes of me being on my phone. So that's a lot. But then like I don't know. Like Thursday was pretty high because I was at work. So I'm like my most used phone times I feel like are at work because I don't want to be there. Quit. You should do an ad for Inkbox, or like, does this thing really work? Yeah, I've never contacted a company first. So tag me on their Instagram and tell them to sponsor me. Because I don't know how to contact a brand and be like, can I review your product for money? Also send it to me for free. But I should get better at that. If I had a manager to do it for me, Michael, my intern, he just got a promotion. The app is called Moment. Moment. Spelled like that. Moment. You say I don't know all the time. You do know. I think it's a Philly thing. It's also a Philly thing to not pronounce the last letter of the word you're saying. I was so sad I didn't run into you when I was in Philly. I'm out there. We're all the way out here. I was getting coffee the other day, and I was locking my bike up in front of this building that had a sign that's like, don't lock your bike here. And this girl came out, and I thought she was going to yell at me for locking my bike up despite the sign. And I was ready to be like, I'm only going to be a minute. And she came out, and she was like, Quicken? And I was like, hey, the bike? And she was like, no, hey, I follow you on YouTube. And I got to talking to her, and she actually had just had a job interview from inside that building. And I was like, literally so happy to be out there after her job interview to like take some of that like emotional labor from her. I was so happy to be like, you probably did an amazing job. I'm so happy for you. Like being there. Does that sound selfish? Like she just had that job interview, came out and saw me. And instead of feeling really weird about the interview, she was able to meet me. We took a picture together. I liked that. I like meeting you guys. I never don't like it. Would you ever come to Nevada? Yes, I would. Would you ever do a what's on your phone video? Yeah, I would. There's not a ton of stuff on there. I only have iPhone 5. GoPuff is on here. Would you ever do a pin haul? Actually, I started filming it and I never finished it. Come to Boston. I got you. That would be chill. That public record documentary I really want to make. I wanted to have a casting call, and then you would invite me to your city, and I would spend time with you. Could you do more updo hair tutorials? Yes. So it is an hour and 15 minutes. My class tonight at the salon is soon, and I think it's time to end the Quicken cast. I'm sorry for my outburst earlier. I was feeling really weird. If you have access to my P.O. box, please don't fuck it up for everybody, because it was expensive. Okay, well, I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thanks for tuning in. I know there were some hiccups in the beginning. I was just born, so I'm figuring out a lot of stuff. I have a video coming out tonight. I had to cancel the upload to do this, so it'll be a couple hours until that comes out. But thank you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Let me know. I think you can give live streams a thumbs up. Let me know how you like the live streams. Thank you for everybody who participated in the super chat. That's so awesome. You guys will know if I quit my job. I'll keep you updated with everything, and stay tuned for the video tonight and Tattoo Talk Tuesday tomorrow. I think I'm taking submissions, so hit me up on Twitter for a Tattoo Talk Tuesday submission or in the comments down below. My Twitter is QuackCoolKid. Subscribe if somehow you made it here, and you aren't subscribed. I love you guys so much, and until next time, bye.